What's going on, champs and champettes? It's FireMonkey here, and we have some brand new news about the South Park x Fortnite collaboration that is still to happen sometime during this current Fortnite season. So in today's video, we'll be talking about a new Mythic weapon, which I had actually leaked before previously, but now we have some extra information on how this Mythic is going to work, thanks to Windowing. So as you guys know, in Battle Royale, we have Rift Encounters. This is stuff that causes random side effects to happen in-game, and we have one planned for, well, we actually have two planned, but the main one we're not really going to be talking about in today's video is Everyone Kills Kenny. This is a Rift encounter for the South Park collaboration, and how it's going to work is you get a reboot token, or I guess a revive token. You know, the self-revive kit, everyone in the lobby who goes to that area is set to actually get one of those self-revive kits for this little special event, because, you know, you killed Kenny, but Kenny usually always comes back. So it's a little bit of an interesting gimmick they got going on, but another Rift encounter that was actually mentioned in the files that I had actually talked about previously, which we didn't know too much information about, was the Stick of Truth. Now, as you guys know, there's video games literally related to South Park called the Stick of Truth, but it appears that Epic Games like that concept. I'm not for sure if it's like mentioned in the South Park, you know, show at all, but it is something that I at least remember from the Ubisoft video game. But they plan to actually make that into a special weapon or an item that you'll be able to interact with that is also going to have a Rift encounter. Now, on its own, we weren't aware of if it was going to be like a mythic weapon you would find on the ground or how it's actually going to work, but it appears based on new leaks from Windowing over on social media that it might actually end up working similar to like a storm forecast tower or something like that, where I would say it's probably going to be something that you can use in order to modify something here and there, but I don't think it will be spammable, and I don't think that there's going to be able to allow like 20 people to have it in a match. I feel like if it actually gets enabled through the Rift Encounter mode, it's going to be a specialized area that you're able to interact with while it's active in order to cause a special effect. And you might be wondering, okay, what is that special effect? Because you've already talked about the Stick of Truth before. Well, according to Windowing just the other day, it appears that the Stick of Truth item will have the ability to modify the storm. If you guys were unaware of this season, Epic Games has added a lot of different storm shapes. They actually had a Christmas tree and a triangle shape that has already been enabled in-game before, but they have a lot of other shapes. They have like a snowman shape. They have, I'm trying to remember all of them. I think there's like an octagon, a square, a giant like rectangle up and down to the point where the left and right sides of the map close out, and then the top to bottom of the map will close out as well. They have a lot of different shapes that they actually have been planning to use at some point, but they just haven't used any of them. And it appears that the Stick of Truth mythic weapon or mythic area is going to be an area where you're able to interact with something. Maybe the stick will be like a little piece of a structure on the ground for a limited amount of time that you're able to interact with, and when you actually go ahead and interact with it, it will go ahead and allow you to change the storm circle. So mid-match, you could have a circle that is, you know, like a square or something, and then someone decides, you know what, I want to be a little bit goofy with it, and then they go ahead and change the storm circle into like a diamond shape or like an octagon or something like that. Now, it's uncertain if you're going to be able to actually specify the specific storm you want. I definitely think it's going to be like a Rift encounter that will last for maybe like a minute, and as long as you're in there, you're able to kind of rotate between different shapes at random, and then once the Rift encounter goes away, whatever the final shape is, that is the shape that the next storm circle is going to have. Or maybe it'll be something where it's like a one-time interact thing for anyone in the match. Whoever interacts with it will be able to go ahead and make it so that all the future storm circles for that match will be randomly generated. So for one circle rotation, it could be a square. Next one, it's going to go ahead and be a diamond or something like that. We currently don't know fully how it's going to work, but it is really cool to see that they're still planning to do the South Park collaboration. Now, most likely when it comes to the South Park characters, unless they pull like a Lego Ninjago and go ahead and make it so we have like humanoid versions of the characters from South Park and everything, I would say highly expect the characters, if we do get any, to actually be sidekicks, but at the same time, they could do like backblings, emotes, pickaxes, all that type of stuff, instead of focusing specifically on the sidekick part of it. And there's a lot of things we can actually look forward to. Now, in terms of all the different storm circle shapes, we have ourselves the number 7 for, of course, Fortnite Chapter 7. We have ourselves, if I go ahead and look at some of these other ones on my other monitor real quickly, we got, you know, that number 7 pattern. We have that square we mentioned. We have that rectangle, but we also have ourselves a heart shape, which is kind of like a heart, you know, to the, so like laid over on its side, I guess you would say. We have the Christmas tree. We have the triangle. We, of course, have the snowman. We have kind of like the same snowman with a top hat this time instead of a normal snowman. A lot of different shapes that they're actually trying to plan out for use in Fortnite very soon. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below what do you think about the South Park Stick of Truth Mythic Weapon or Rift Anomaly, planning to allow some modifications to the literal storm mid-match, because typically when we see it enabled like at the end of last season, and sometimes during matches currently going on, you know, for Winterfest and everything, it would be something where it would be predetermined at the start of your match instead of randomly changing halfway through. But it would definitely be interesting if you went from, you know, having a normal circle that was going to a certain area, and then once that circle forms, the next one's like, hey, go ahead and move into the Christmas tree, or move into the square, or the heart, or something like that. Until next time, however, like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't like it, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow with another upload. So until then, peace out.